I love it when somebody comes up with a tool that just makes sense. I call it a common sense tool that you didn't realize that you needed, and then when you use it, you were like, why didn't I think of that? And that's exactly what Dick Razek has been doing pretty much your entire life, isn't it?
Ever since 1953, I've been doing stuff like this. I started with my first hot rod then, and I think if you find a need, just fill it. That was an old friend of mine said that, and that's what I've been doing all my life.
And that's exactly what KOULtools has done.
Right.
You developed KOULtool back when?
About 2004, I have a twin turbo North Star I was working on, and I tried to buy a tool. I'm trying to do an AN assembly, and nobody had a tool, so I said, well, I'll make my own. Since I designed tools for American Honda in the early 80s, it was a no-brainer. So what I did is I developed a funnel. I said, well, I got to get all this squirrely braided stuff into the fitting, so I just developed a funnel, and it worked. And everybody that had come by and saw me using this tool said, wow, that's a cool tool. So I said, there's our name.
There you go, you're onto something there.
There's our name. So I went ahead and we actually got that patented. And our tool does -4 through -16. It'll do all those different fittings.
So if you're trying to put a hose into a fitting, you've got them covered.
You need a KOULtool, believe me. The money you save in Band-Aids pays for the tool, believe me.
I don't know how many times I've pricked my fingers on those stupid steel braids.
They're nasty, they're nasty. And it just seems sometimes you'll cut a hose, it'll be nice, and you'll get it in even without a KOULtool. But a lot of times when that doesn't happen, you need the KOULtool.
And it really is such a simple process, isn't it?
It's simple. You just put the fitting into the clamshells and put them together. You can hold it in your hand if you're a young guy. If you're a little bit older like myself, I put it in a vise and I just twist it in. So it's a no-brainer.
And in 2006, you got the runner-up Best New Tool at SEMA.
Best new tool in SEMA, runner-up, yes. We're proud of that.
All right, well, for 2013, we've got a couple extra products on the table as well. I'd like to talk about the Easy On Hose Press.
Right. During this process of doing this twin turbo North Star, I used some of the push-on fittings. Again, I couldn't get it on, so I'm saying, well, I'll buy a tool. Of course, there wasn't one, so I went ahead and developed a tool to do push-on fittings. And virtually, there are tools that will do -6 straights or maybe 6 and 8 straights, but nobody has a tool that does every angle, -4 through -16. The tool I developed will do every one of those. And it'll do it in 3 seconds. And you don't need to heat the water. You don't need a heat gun. You just install it into the press, the Easy On press, and it'll put it on in 3 seconds.
Now, when we talk about the press, this is something that looks like it belongs in a machine shop. It's a pretty serious piece of equipment.
It's made out of investment cast steel. It's not cast iron. It's investment cast steel with stainless handles. Every part is precisionally made. It took a year and a half to get it the way I wanted to. I did a lot of tests, and this another lifetime tool. Like the original KOULtool, nobody will probably ever do this, but I have done 800 hose installs in a weekend, and a tool wore maybe 10,000. No big deal. I guarantee them for life. If a person wears out a KOULtool, I'll send them a new one.
And the good thing about it as well is it comes in that beautiful box which keeps everything in the same place.
Right. I've decided I don't want to be sending out little parts at a time, so I said if I give the guy a nice case, he's going to keep it in a nice case. And bottom line is maybe you only use this tool once a month or once every 6 months, so you don't want to be looking for all the parts that go with it. So every tool I make has a nice custom case, and all fitted parts go in that case.
One other product that you have out here on display, it's a patent pending product,
yeah,
but it's the Surseat.
Right. What it does is we've been grinding and lapping our engine valves for 100 years, okay? So again, this was another need I had. I had some leaky joints. I said, well, I'll make a little tool and I'll lap in this seat and see if I can get it to seat. It did. So I said, there's a need for this. So I come up with this new concept, and what it'll do is it'll do 3/16 to 1/2 inch hard lines. And after you flare the tube, you still use your same flaring tool, but then the second operation is you come in with Surseat and lap that in. It's got different heads, 37 and 45 degrees. It has a fine dusting compound on it, like a diamond dust. And what that does is a lapping material, matte lapping media, that will put in a new seat. And if you take a before picture and an after picture, you'll see, even on a brand new flared one, it'll have irregularities in it. You go look at it after, it has a nice conical seat in there. It's a no-brainer. It works.
There you go. Well, that's Dick Razek. He's coming up with solutions for all of us, simple tools that everyone can use. If you want more information, KOULtools.com. That's KOUL tools.com. Thanks very much, Dick.
Thank
Good
you.
Good work.